Welcome to Battleborn Bets. This is episode number 1. I am your host, Robert Kowalski, joined by our co-hosts, John Howard, Robert Ginter, where we're going to guide you safely from week 1 of the NFL all the way to week 18, all along while guiding you through a successful Survivor season. Gentlemen, it is Friday. It is week 1. Welcome. I'm so glad to have you here. 12 minutes is what I promise our audience, and 12 minutes is what we're going to give them. Let's go ahead and start off by taking a look at this week 1 schedule. We know what's been coming for the longest of times. The point spreads are here. John, we take a look at the very first sets. Obviously, the usual suspects that we've been seeing all season long. The Denver Broncos, almost 8.5-point favorite, hosting Tennessee. Philadelphia, well, they're in the books already. Beat Dallas. Arizona at New Orleans Saints, 6.5, and Washington hosting the New York Giants, 6-point favorites. Any surprises there initially from a point spread perspective? Did you think that these lines would have come in a little bit different?
No, not really. This is interesting because it's setting up exactly what happened last year. There was carnage in the first 3 weeks of this contest last year. You guys remember correctly. In week 1, the Bengals lost at home to the Pats. I think they were the most selected team in Circa. In week 2, it was the Ravens who lost to the Raiders at home. I think the Ravens were the highest pick team that week. And then in week 3, everyone went back to the well again against the Bengals again. Yeah. And we know what happened on that game, that Monday night game, where it was the Jaden Daniels coming out party. So. It's an interesting slate. I think it's a dangerous slate this week, but we'll see how we can navigate this, get through it.
Week 1, always a dangerous slate. Who knows what's going to happen in week 1? Rob Ginter, you've been analyzing this for the longest of times. Obviously, John pointed to last season, 34.5, let's call it 34.4%, took the Cincinnati Bengals in hosting New England. 8.5 points. They were the favorites by, and 34%, or 4,895 entries, chopped after week 1 just on Cincinnati alone. Which games scare you the most this week? Which games seem trappy to you?
I think the Commanders. First of all, any division game reeks of being too close. We saw that yesterday with the Eagles and Cowboys. The Commanders and Giants this week offer probably something pretty similar where the home team is favored, but not without a sweat. No. I think that game concerns me a little bit. I think the Giants keep it close, and then once they keep it close, you got a turnover or something away from losing the game. So I think that's my trap game, and I'm personally staying away from that particular game.
Sounds so it does sound really, really ominous when you have to already consider there's going to be traps everywhere already starting in week number 1. So what's the name of this game? It's Survivor, right? And so obviously, as we take a look at the NFL weeks 1 schedule, what we're also doing is we're finding the best way to survive past week number 1 all the way through. Circa Survivor obviously is the rules that we're using here in. This includes 2 games that are on holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas. We'll get to that further down the line. But obviously, the things that we want to do is concentrate on where we're at. John Howard pointed out earlier today, about 7 a.m. Pacific, they're over $17 million guaranteed to the survivor at the end of this year. We know what the major restrictions are. You can't reuse a team, have to win outright, no ties. If you go into overtime and the game is in a tie, you're eliminated. So what I want to do right now is, as we take a look at week number 1, this is it. I'm not waiting any longer, guys. I want to get right to it. So, Rob Ginter, let's start off with you. Dick and Boss hot dogs. You could find them right exactly on Circa. Obviously, we're not going to see any of these picks until Saturday afternoon when Circa reveals them. All of these selections. Who are your candidates this week? Who is your pick for week number 1?
Without saying, I think Denver is in the conversation, being the highest favorite, a non-division opponent. Reeks of selection, but at the end of the day, they will be, in my opinion, the highest overall chosen team. So I'm likely going to stay away from that. And for me, it's going to come down to either Jacksonville or New England as my selection.
Sounds very good there. Jacksonville or New England in week number 1. John Howard, you have 3 picks that are coming up for you. And now you're going to have 3 to choose from. Obviously, the strategy changes a little bit. Snap Judgment is where you can find John Howard selections at Circa Survivor. John, who are your candidates for your 3 selections in week number 1?
Yeah, mirroring off what Rob said there about Denver, it's a very interesting pick in my opinion. A little bit dangerous at the same time. So, just a quick note about the contest last year and the 8 people that won. There was a common theme between the 8 people who won the contest last year, and what they did was they successfully navigated the traps the first 3 weeks of this contest. Yep. So, as an example, they all did not choose Cincinnati the first week, which was the major carnage game in week 1 last year. They all chose different teams. So if I'm looking at my chart correctly, they picked this. There were 2 selections on the Saints. There were 3 selections on Seattle. There was a Buffalo selection. There was a Miami selection. So then in weeks 2 and 3, they navigated the traps successfully again. Every team took Houston in week 2. The Texans actually beat the Bears that week, I believe. And then the week 3 game was the Jets Thursday night game where the Jets beat the Patriots. And so it was a common theme between the 8 winners of this contest last year. They successfully navigated the trap games, and at the same time, 95% of the pool was done after week 3. So you think, all right, well, there's 5% of the pool left. Are they going to make it to week 20? And 8 people made it. So it's a common theme. It's kind of interesting. So not to get too crazy about this, but I mean, some key takeaways is that even in a massive contest like Circa, you don't have to get overly contrarian. Most winners stuck with the top 5 most popular picks each week, even though they navigated the first few weeks a little bit differently. And then a few smart, well-timed, changes or pivots can, create some leverage, especially if you have like multiple entries. So
I was just going to say that, John, with multiple entries, they likely had, burned a few. I would imagine that they were all multiple entries that they were able to successfully navigate, those trap games.
Right. So the prevailing thought is if you have multiple entries in Circa, maybe you do put one on the favorite. So, Denver is definitely in the conversation, but, just to quickly mirror what Rob said, I kind of like Jacksonville this week. And there's also some interest in Arizona. It is a road game. That is, kind of, something you try to stay away from. Just try to stay away from road teams this early in the season. But it's a dangerous week. This is a really dangerous week. The first week of this contest is extremely dangerous. So hopefully we can navigate it correctly. But I think, if you want to win Circa, you're going to have to make some pivots here and there. And this is why not do it this week. Yep. Even though we don't have a lot of information. Hopefully we'll have some more next week, but I think that's the move. So it's going to be probably Arizona or Jacksonville for me.
When I take a look at the entirety of what I need to come up with, Bald Razors is where you could find my 10 selections this year. Without a doubt, this is not going to be a push all in scenario. We'll have a little taste of Denver, definitely Arizona. Cincinnati Bengals is probably going to be pretty prominent. If I get beat by the Cleveland Browns, I deserve it. And then definitely, as you mentioned, Jacksonville as well. I like Jacksonville. Not a lot of future value for the rest of the season. So Jacksonville, I think, is going to make an appearance for us as well. So here we are, guys. It's time. Rob Ginter, let's start off with you. Your Survivor pick for this week number 1 is going to be
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville Jaguars. As we mentioned, the matchup that they're going to have is, of course, against Carolina. We're going to go and take a look at their entirety of their season. And without a doubt, one of the best spots of the season is going to be with Jacksonville's week 1 Carolina Panthers matchup. Great there. John Howard, 3 selections. Who is it going to be?
I'm Jacksonville too. Seriously thinking about Arizona, but I'll go Jacksonville.
Okay.
For all 3?
Now, you do exactly. There's 2 others.
No. I will be spreading that out. It's probably going to be Denver, Jacksonville, Arizona. some along those lines for my 3 selections.
Similarly, definitely Denver, Jacksonville, maybe 2 at most. Cincinnati may probably have the most out of my selections for bald razors, followed by Arizona. Not going to play the team that seems to be the team that has a highest percentage. And again, what I'm doing is looking at point spreads, their percentage of chance to win the game based off of the correlated money line. All of these tools, by the way, and I could go ahead and introduce this here on our first ever episode. Our friends over at survivoratlas.com. I want to say hello and wave at them and say thank you so much for the amazing work that they did. Please do check out everything that they did to help track your picks and give you some even more information on how you can make your map look really nice and clean all the way through here. Not only for Circa Survivor, but for other contest formats as well. Survivoratlas.com. Thank you so much, guys, for creating everything that you did for this contest as we are about to start week number 1. So, guys, this is been pretty amazing. This is exactly what I was expecting out of us. It was 12 minutes just about of fun. We have what we need to go forward. I wish you both very much all of the greatest of luck. We're going to need an awful lot of luck. There's no doubt about that. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like and subscribe. You're going to see us here every single Friday as we come up with our selections. Guys, enjoy the weekend. You know what this means. Go ahead and watch. Don't watch. Completely up to you. Thank you all so much.
Don't sweat.
Don't sweat.
Right.
You're going to be double sweating. You have a division game and a road game to navigate.
Without a doubt. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. See you again next week.
Fuck all. Love it.